Good afternoon, Foster. Today is April 21st, 2020. Today would have been my father's 100th birthday. What do we believe about the scriptures? In Matthew 23, verse 35, Jesus used an unusual phrase. He said, "From the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who died between the altar and the temple." In using this phrase, Jesus was referring to the Pharisaic canon. The people of Jesus' day, and indeed Jesus himself, used the exact same books of the Old Testament that we at Foster use every week. They just organized them in a different way. Whereas we organize them from Genesis to Malachi, the people of Jesus' day organized them from Genesis to 2 Chronicles. The first person to die a martyr's death in the book of Genesis was Abel, who was killed by his brother Cain. The last person to die in the book of 2 Chronicles was Zechariah, who was killed in the temple precincts. So Jesus, in using this phrase, is referring to the entire canon, the measure, the rule of the Old Testament. In Luke chapter 11, verse 49, Jesus also used another unusual phrase. He said that God said, "I have sent forth prophets and apostles." Prophets, the people who spoke for God in the Old Testament, and the apostles, the people sent out from Jesus himself in the New Testament. Every book of the New Testament has a direct apostolic link. Even the books of Luke and Acts, both written by Luke, have a direct contact to Paul, who was sent out by Jesus himself. In the New Testament, we even have a couple of books written by Jesus' own brothers, James and Jude. So the books of the Old Testament include all the books of the prophets that Jesus himself used, and the books of the New Testament include the books written by the apostles and their schools. So we believe that the scriptures are inspired by God, both Old and New Testaments, and we believe we have the words of Jesus to back that up. Have a great evening, Foster.